What's up, everyone? It's Forgotten Circus. Yep, I went out and saw Superman, so I'm going to be doing my Superman review. Let me put it this way: you're either going to like it or not like it, love it or hate it. And let me start by saying that James Gunn has his head so far up his ass, all he can see is himself. I mean, it is straight delusions of grandeur. Um, that is one of the biggest problems. I hope this is the only one that he's directing because the movie, look, I'm right there with I don't hate it, but it's all right. It's all right, like for a movie, but not good enough for Superman standards. And I hate to say it, but this is going to pain me to say, Zack Snyder's vision was way better with Superman than what we have here, and I'm going to get into it. Um, and that's oh my gosh, I'm giving Zack Snyder some props. The first 5 minutes of Man of Steel on Krypton is better than this whole movie because there's a lot of things that happened in this movie. First of all, there's way too much going on for even me as the viewer to handle. I'm like, who's that? Who's this? Who's that? Wait, oh, this and I know like the Superman lore and stuff, but it is very comic bookish, which I did respect by James Gunn. He made it really comic bookish, but he adds that humor. His humor sometimes it's too much. It's just too much. He oversaturates with humor at times that you're not supposed to have humor. I get it. Even Christopher Reeves was had his comedic moments and everything as Superman, but sometimes it doesn't work. He just doesn't get it. So there's going to be spoilers. I'm going to tell you that it's going to be spoilers, but I really now it makes me wonder that Zack Snyder's probably sitting back like, dude, I could have probably fixed it. Just don't give me all the control. Put it this way, James Gunn needs to be just running DC. Let other directors. This was your one. This your little one that you started the whole new DC universe. So just keep it as that. Keep it at that. So it starts off with first of all, they don't really give you the origin or whatever it's whispered about. Starts off 3 years in. So Superman's been Superman for a while. Everybody knows. I mean, he's already dating Lois. I did like their relationship. It really felt like they loved each other. But there is a scene when she's interviewing him and they're in the apartment and it started off okay, but then it just went on with this bunch of banter that was really unneeded. It was kind of a wasted scene, but the movie it is a good length, but how they use it isn't good. So you got 3 years in, he's getting beat by the hammer of some country, Bavaria, whatever, one of those countries, right? So he gets beat. You see, he gets beat, right? And come to find out later on, whoever was in that suit is Ultraman. Okay, so you got that. So he's in the suit. He's posing as somebody else. Lex is behind the scenes doing his thing. Now I really like Nicholas Hoult. I really like him as an actor, but man, there was some time like the first act of this movie is absolute garbage. It is absolute garbage. The second's okay. The third kind of makes it because there's certain characters that come in, and there's certain characters in this movie that just don't need to be there at all. They should have just no. I don't know why they're in here. You're making it more confusing for everybody else. So you get this big, and he loses, and then there's this guy, a civilian guy that helps him up, and then he's kind of he's three. The problem I have with this is no. I really like David Cornsweet as Superman. I think he can pull it off and be one of our favorite Supermen if it's a different director, not James Gunn. I'm not James Gunn. DC is in trouble if you keep letting him direct these things. Just let him run it. Get get his friends, directors, just let know he gonna be the next Kathleen Kennedy, people. He gonna be the Kathleen Kennedy of DC. Trust me, I'm saying it right now. We gonna be talking so much trash to this guy if he don't fix it. I hope this isn't fully direction, because it seemed like in the movie with like him as Superman, he was kind of still not unsure of himself, still trying to find his way. Buddy, you're 3 years in as a superhero that is supposed to protect the world. You better fast track. You're Kryptonian. I don't want to hear that. I don't still battling with inner demon. You're 3 years in, buddy. Maybe year one, yeah. Year two, maybe, but three, no. Yeah. So they had, and it kind of seems like he goes to the back in this movie. Like they have all these other characters like Green Lantern. You got, Guy Gardner, and then you got Hawker. And let me tell you something. These are the two people. Like I like Nathan Fillion. I really like him. He was funny. He had some funny parts in this movie, but he could have been in something else. And the Peacemaker part and all that. And then Hawk Girl. No, my apologies to the actress. I'm pretty sure you're a great actress, but this whole she did absolutely nothing. Did absolutely, like, even the action scenes with her, which so you're yelling or doing your hawk call before you attack the enemy, like they're not going to hear you, like, oh, she's right there, shoot her out the sky, like she's like literally acting like a hawk. It was too much for me. Good for the comic books, didn't transfer over to live action, didn't need these two in the movie. Now there is one person that I really liked, Mr. Terrific. And I really didn't know that. I mean, I'm a comic book nerd, but I really didn't know that much about him. But he was so good. Mr. Terrific was great in this movie. And him, even Superman, when Superman was getting his wits and them together, was great. The two of them, Crypto, the dog, yeah, it was a waste of time until the end. I mean, he had some good parts with Crypto, but it seems like, and then Mom and Pa Kent were like a different, they were kind of like spaced out. And then there's this one scene when Papa Kent just clicks in and straight philosopher of the ages, giving him the wisdom and everything. I was like, where was that the whole time? I don't know. And he likes watching the bots and everything. And the engineer, which was she was kind of useless. And what is up with James Gunn with all this gross stuff that he needs to put in movies? So you got the engineer, which is one of the bad guys, basically one of Lex Luthor's henchmen. And Lex Luthor really seemed like he didn't have it all under control. And this whole thing where he pulled another Guardians of the Galaxy. So Guardians of the Galaxy, when they're taking the batteries from the ones that created Adam, I forget their names, and they're all behind their screens and everything, he does the same exact scene in this movie. He basically copied that scene and just put it from that in this movie. The dude's like redundant. I don't understand. Like when I saw that, I saw, what is this, Guardians of the Galaxy with Superman? That's what it felt like. And he's always got this gross stuff. So they do the nanobots thing and Ultraman, which is later on, come to find out. I'll get to that later. They go up in the sky and come back down, you know what I mean? And she's got the nanobots and they're like, cover his face and put it in his lungs. And I'm like, I don't think even nanobots would be able to do that, right? But with Superman, especially when he's going to the sun, wouldn't he be able to just break him off? Anyway, so, and then the nanobots get in, he wins, he crashes down, he does all this thing. I mean, he fights kaijus. That part was cute with the little kaiju when it's running over, like, it kind of looked like a little Stitch thing, and then it grew big. And then there was this weird fight with some imp from the universe, and then Superman's just sitting there talking to Lois like, oh no, they can handle it, it's okay, it's just an imp. And you see Green Lantern with the bat. I mean, it was okay, but it was like, that's not Superman. Superman would have busted Lois, I'll be back, busted through that window and helped him out. It's like he's so unsure. It's like he's a toddler Superman for some odd reason. So I kind of lost track there. I like Jimmy Olsen. I even like Lex Luthor's girlfriend because she was like the smartest woman. They thought she was the dumbest, but she was the smartest one in the room. Because when she was doing all her selfies, that smart, the one you thought was dumb, was so smart that she was telling the location and everything, and Lois figured it out. Yeah, that was great. Um, yeah, Jimmy was cool, the reporter, and then you had they ruined Jor-El and Lara. They literally ruined Jor-El and Lara, which are Superman's parents. He gets this message. He likes reading the message. The message isn't fixed. It breaks off. You know what I mean? The Superbots can't fix it. Nobody can fix it. But obviously, Otis, which I did like the henchman Otis from Lex's team. He was funny. Yeah. So you get the message, and this is how he's going to ruin his reputation. Gets the he finally Lex Luthor's team, which are smarter than the Superbots from Krypton that had way more technology than us, but Lex Luthor's people can crack the code on the feed, and it comes out like Jor-El and Lara, which are his parents, are total like shitbag parents. They literally told this guy, this is the stuff that's in this movie. They literally were telling their son to repopulate Earth, take as many wives as you can, and if anybody steps in your way, destroy them all. That's great parenting. Yeah. So that's what the Kryptonians. I don't remember seeing that anywhere in the comic books. Maybe I missed it. Yeah. So they're shitty parents. But they keep saying they love their son, but they want to send their son to a planet to destroy it and make babies with as many women as possible to bring Krypton back. Okay, whatever. And then you had one guy that I really thought was cool was Metamorpho. Oh, did I get back to the? Yeah, let me go back to the nanobots. So we did the nanobots with the engineer nanobots going in, and he's like pulling them out, like pulling them out like this. I'm like, James Gunn, stop. This isn't a horror movie, dude. It's Superman. Come on, bro. Like, oh, it's so much of his. It's too much of James Gunn in this movie. Too much. He needs to just. This was your one. If I was, what's his name, Zaffron at Warner Bros. Discovery, I'd be like, this is your one. Run DC. He's gonna be new Kathleen Kennedy. I'm telling you. Yep. So you had that, and then you had the Metamorpho. I thought it was Molecule Man, but it's Metamorpho. He could create kryptonite or whatever. And then he's got a baby that's there. So we got a baby that's in a cell because there's this pocket universe that Lex Luthor created. And there's all these people in all these cells that he doesn't like and everything like that. And he never explains why he hates Superman so much. He does, but it's like, I hate you because I hate you. Okay. So we got that. He hates him because he hates him. Okay. Yep, that's usually the first thing that you say during a breakup. It's not you, it's me. Whatever. So you got all that, and you got Metamorpho, and then so he's creating kryptonite. They're keeping it in the pocket, and then he said, "I can get your child." Something happens, then he goes and gets his child, and then Metamorpho, and then come back. Mr. Terrific has a great scene in this, great fight scene where he's protecting Lois. I actually like Lois. I actually like Rachel Brosnahan. I think she's a great Lois. I think she's awesome. She was good. Although with the flying Mr. Terrific's little pod or whatever, like she knew how to fly right away was a little weird. But anyway, so you got that, and then they break out, and then obviously it's the showdown. So he's got to fight the engineer and Ultraman, which comes and he tells him like Ultraman is just like you. And so they're fighting in this one. And the whole thing happens with the pulling all the nanobots out and stuff. And then he beats the engineer. And by the way, she's a very shitty actress. I'm sorry, no disrespect to her as a person, but she cannot act. She was not intimidating. And now you got to look at Man of Steel and Zod second in command. You got to look at Man of Steel and Zod, which is Shannon. What's his name? Michael Shannon, whatever. Yep. Zack Snyder did it better. I'm sorry, and that pains me to say because I am not a Zack Snyder fan, but he did Superman way better than this. It's way better. Watch Man of Steel and then watch this. Big difference. So you had that, right? And then so he beats them, and then Ultraman come to find out Ultraman, he got the DNA, so he could create a clone of Superman, which they never explain how he got the DNA. Maybe I missed it, but that's how much stuff's going on in this movie that I missed this. So he basically is dumber than him, so they can control him because they do it like they tell him the moves and everything, like Sherlock Holmes. This move is going to happen there. This move is going to happen there in his earpiece because he got all these drones around him and everything. So then his head smashed and then face mask is smashed. Pulls it off and it's him, just with long hair. So they get into this fight, and my thing is, if you beat Superman the first time early in the movie with that metal suit, why didn't you just use the metal suit again when you were fighting him again? And then why did you even need the metal suit in the beginning? You should just went like in a different outfit. You didn't need the metal suit if you could. It was confusing. If you're the same as Superman, just dumber, and then they're helping you out to be just as smart as him, wouldn't you? And then the whole brains over brawn thing came out, and like, Crypto comes through, kind of distracts, and then yeah, they defeat. He gets sent into a black hole. There is a funny scene though when Superman flies up on Lex's little mobile command center, and I'm missing a lot, but there's so much going on. I have to do multiple videos of this because I did not like this movie. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. So you had that, and then yeah, so Crypto comes through and kind of beats the brakes off of Lex Luthor. Now, this part I did like. He was like flying around, smashing him to death, smashing him to death. And I'm like, yeah, technically, I think he probably killed him. But yeah, Lex get up. So he's going to be put in prison. But the engineer's still out there. So Rick Flag in this movie he's abysmal. So like Mark Gorillo or Frank Gorillo, yeah. I mean, the movie's all over the place. It couldn't find itself. It found itself a little bit in the third, but was very unsure through the first act and a little bit of the second. And then we get our like scene with Millie Alcock as Supergirl. And apparently she is an alcoholic that likes to go parties around space with orange suns, not our suns, or red sun. Wait. Yeah, orange suns. Somewhere where she can get drunk. And Crypto is actually her dog, so he was babysitting the dog. So yeah, she comes in all drunk, and then she's just rolling out and says, he's like, that's my cousin or whatever. And then she's like, bye, bitch. And then flies off with Crypto. And I'm like, okay, so now we're going to have an alcoholic Supergirl. That's going to be great for kids. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where this is going. That's all I can say. I got to make another video because I'm probably going to think of other things, but not a fan right now. And I'm scared for the Lanterns. I'm really scared for the Lanterns and Batman. I think that Matt Reeves, but didn't he step away from the Batman too? I don't know what's going on. DC is a mess. Like this is going to be some trouble. It's going to be some trouble. But anyway, that's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe. And I want everyone to subscribe. And I do mean everyone.